your character. You don't know shit, but y'all be in all such an uproar about shit, and then you later come out looking stupid as fuck because you wanted to.
That was TikTok talking about. I don't know if you ever seen the lady with the head, but yeah. Hold on, let's see if this shit working. Make sure my mic is working. It's been a minute. I've been chilling. It's been a minute since I've been on YouTube. I'm going live on my old ass laptop right now. I haven't been talking about wrestling in a minute. Yo, what's up? We got one in the building. What's good with you, bro? Excuse me. Well, he's gone. Now, let's get to the real talking points. So basically, I came to talk about what's going on in the day of wrestling today. We got some new things going on. Um, you know, um, Roman still has the title. It's a lot going on right now. Royal Rumble's next week, next Saturday. The Rock came back. CM Punk's back. It's been a minute since I actually got to really talk about this stuff. So right now, I'm just kind of it's a lot to talk about right now. As far as wrestling goes, it's a lot of things, interesting things going on right now. It's bigger than it's been in a long time, and it's a new year. I'm just getting back. I haven't made a video in like a couple months, and I really just kind of want to get started on the year. This year is going to be a big year for me. I think, I know, and I really, really, really just want to get back into this wrestling space. I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really great. I really want to, add to this wrestling space like I've done in the past, and I'm back for good. I'm not stopping. I will be going forever. Now let's get into it. So Seth Rollins, let's actually start off with Seth Rollins right now. I don't want to, let's not make this whole thing a sob story or whatever. But Seth Rollins, last week he had a match with, not last week, Monday. Monday he had a match with Jinder Mahal. And in the match, a lot of people wanted Jinder Mahal to win, but obviously he wasn't going to win. Come on, guys. Let's be honest. It's Jinder Mahal. Don't hinder the gender, but it's Jinder Mahal. Let's be real with ourselves. Let's be real with ourselves. Jinder Mahal, former WWE champion, but right now, why would he win a title? You had Drew last week, who was perfect on day one, was perfect to win the title. I would have had Drew win the title. He should have won the title. Drew McIntyre is actually really great right now. I like his character. His character got better. He's even though I always liked the Drew. I always liked him as a baby face. He's a tweener. He's kind of just getting his things off. For me right now, how I feel about let me go into Drew and I'll get back to Seth. How I feel about Drew right now is Drew is not coming back to this company. I don't actually know. We'll see once a couple months. Obviously, his contract's up after WrestleMania, but I thought they had a perfect chance, perfect time to kind of switch the title over for a little while, because it kind of halters Seth in a sense. I think it halters him in a sense that his character's not growing in any which way. And I would like the character of Seth Rollins to grow as a babyface right now, going through some adversities, even though we already got this guy. We already got CM Punk ready for the Rumble, and ready for WrestleMania. We all know that Seth and CM Punk was going to go and face off at WrestleMania. But at the same time, you want to put some adversity in there Is Seth really who he say he is? Drew McIntyre is great. All these guys are great. We could have switched the title over at day one to to Drew McIntyre, and gave Drew a small run up until Elimination Chamber, where I would have had Seth win it back. It's nothing wrong with that. We could have ran a triple threat or something like that at Royal Rumble with Seth, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre. I would have had a triple threat. I would have just had that whole triple threat go down. I would have had Damian Priest just dropped the briefcase, honestly, because we all know. I feel like I think he's not obviously going to cash in until after Mania, but at the same time, it's like he's not a babyface, and we're about to have some babyface champions. And Damian Priest is a heel, obviously, but we're not even teasing the breakup anymore of Judgment Day. We just inserted R-Truth, who is great. I know they want to expand this thing. I think they're going to hold those tag team championships until WrestleMania, obviously. But like, goddamn, it's going to be so many goddamn title changes at WrestleMania. Like, Jesus. You might have Seth drop it to CM Punk. You're going to have maybe Cody get it from Roman. Gunther still has to drop his title. Everybody's holding on to their titles right now until about Mania. No one's dropping their titles anytime soon. So I don't. It kind of, other than maybe, honestly, I don't think anybody's dropping their titles until WrestleMania. But why are we going to have all these title switches at WrestleMania? Like, we got to get that belt off of Gunther. I think Brock is going to get. Brock's going to be involved in that somehow, some way. How? I do not know. But I know Brock is definitely going to be involved with that. And then we got Io Sky. Obviously, I think Bayley's going to be facing Io Sky at WrestleMania. But at the same time, Io, they're gonna have to extend this whole thing out all for 3 more months to get his titles. So like, it's not making very much interesting television because it's kind of very predictable. Well, it's interesting at the moment, but like, what are you guys gonna do to leading up to that? I think who else? Logan Paul's obviously going to lose it at WrestleMania to LA Knight. I think it's probably most likely going to be LA Knight. I think they're going to put the title on LA Knight before summer hits. Before summer hits, LA Knight's going to have a title on him. And it's most likely going to be the United States title. But you got all these situations. Well, you know what? They could do like a ladder match. I think it might not just be LA Knight. It could be because you could save that for SummerSlam, like Logan Paul versus LA Knight at SummerSlam. You could save that for SummerSlam, but you can also do a ladder match, Kevin Owens, a whole bunch of guys for that United States title. That would be great. I think we need to bring a ladder match because we haven't had many. When the last ladder match we had at WrestleMania? It's been a long time. It's probably been that tag team match with the Hardy Boys came back. I think that might have been the last time we've had a ladder match at WrestleMania, and those were the 4 tag team titles, and the Hardy Boys won those tag team titles. But yeah, I think that's most likely going to happen. We're going to probably have. We're probably going to have obviously Roman, and then we're definitely going to have Becky and Rhea at WrestleMania. We all know that we're going to have Becky and Rhea at WrestleMania. But at the same time, how do we kind of make things interesting in between these 3 months of trying to get to WrestleMania? Because right now we all know majority of the matches that are going down, so there's no real like what could happen, what maybe could happen, but we know all the storylines going up until WrestleMania right now. So we need things to do for them to kind of get us there. And a title switch for the world title would have been fine. I think that would have switched things up for just a tiny bit, just to get us through. Like it's going to be tough to get us through this stuff. You know what I mean? It's going to be antsy because it's going to be more. It's going to majority of it's going to be nitpick and little things, but little things aren't going to carry. It's going to be a dull. It's going to get dull really fast, and we're going to be like, let's get to WrestleMania. Let's get to WrestleMania. And I don't want to feel like that. I want to feel like we got to rush to WrestleMania because I like the journey. The journey is the best part, not the finish. The journey. We want the journey to be great, and I think if we switch the titles from Seth to Drew just for like a month or two, would have been fine. Would have been fine for Drew. It would have built his character even more by him because he turned heel. You know what I mean? Built his character even more. Built Seth Rollins. Give Seth Rollins something to fight for. He's a babyface. We need him to be obviously a fighting babyface. Not really a fighting champion, but a fighting babyface. We needed him to come back from adversity. That's what we like out of our champions. That's what we like out of our baby faces. And that's where Seth Rollins is kind of losing everybody. You know what I mean? A good amount of people on, social webs was upset that Jinder didn't get his chance to be champion. With them going back and forth on Twitter with Tony Khan. You know what I mean? I would have never gave the title to Jinder. First of all, that title match came out of nowhere. Happened out of nowhere. 3 coming back. Drew 1 week, then General Hall the next week. It's like, what the hell? But at the same time, it's like, okay, you just throwing challengers at Seth for what? Why? We don't need to keep throwing challengers at Seth like this. Like his last challenger, I mean, other than Drew, he was feuding with Shinsuke. I thought what they did with Shinsuke was great. That's what I liked. I loved that they made Shinsuke more of a anime character. He's an anime character, and I really enjoyed him with nunchucks. All that shit is fire. Oh my god, put a world title on him. But at the same time, no, he wasn't the right guy. He wasn't the right guy for Seth Rollins to feud with at that time, only because it hasn't been too long since we seen Shinsuke getting his ass kicked, bro. Like Shinsuke was getting his ass kicked a lot. So he's been losing for before, like last year he was a loser, the year before that he was a loser. So like we should have inched up to this, you know what I mean? Right now would have been a great time for Shinsuke and Seth to go at it, but obviously Shinsuke's going at it with Cody. I would have did Cody first and then move Shinsuke over, had him feud with someone else, and then go into Seth Rollins. A good transition into facing these two guys off. Probably should have happened at the Royal Rumble, but I would have taken the title off of Seth and put on Drew, truthfully. And that's about it. I would have did that with Seth and Drew. And because now, what do you do with Drew? Obviously, these guys are going to be in the Royal Rumble, but after that, what does Drew do for WrestleMania? Do you leave him off the card like Bobby Lashley last year? Because no, like that was no, like guys shouldn't be left off. Certain guys should not be left off the card. It's unbecoming of their talent. And Drew is a big time player, big match guy. No one's like Drew in WWE anywhere. No one's like Drew. He's one of a kind. No one can say their character's similar to his. Nothing. Like Drew is him. But moving on, let's move on from Seth. Let's go into Roman. We got Roman and Rock, maybe potentially at WrestleMania. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, they're going to do that elimination chamber, do that elimination chamber." That's stupid. That's stupid. Don't do that. Don't do that, please. Don't do that at Elimination Chamber. I see reports that Roman's not even scheduled for the show. He could still be scheduled later on, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's not. Let's be honest. If they're going to do Rock and Roman, they're going to do that at WrestleMania, and that's where it should be. Even though I want Cody to obviously finish his story. You know what? One thing I'm not liking right now is everybody saying, "Oh, fuck your story, Cody." Everybody's literally saying, "Fuck Cody's story. It's my story now," and I kind of think it's not I like the element of like the whole story thing, but I don't like. I'm tired of people saying their story, this story, his story, her story. Everybody's got a story. We understand everybody has a story. Let's stop calling it a story. That's the only thing that's annoying me, and they're only doing it when it comes to um, Cody Rhodes. But we had a good interaction with Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. We had a good interaction with Cody Rhodes. I mean, not sorry, Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre, and a good joint with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre, and then CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, which were great. Oh my god, both those promos with both those guys, all four of those, all three of those guys in the ring. All three of those guys, like the Drew and CM Punk promo was good. Really enjoyed that one, and then the CM Punk, um, the Cody Rhodes Drew from this past Monday was really really good. I think he kind of spilled out a lot of things. Both guys had, and I think both guys, generational talents. Um, and I just think Drew needs a little bit more because he's been helping, like bro, like let's be honest, Drew was helping carry that the PC era and all that, the PC era and the freaking Thunderdome era. He was there, man. As much as we want to say, oh, it was Drew. It was Roman. No, give Drew his due, man. He went through Bobby Lashley, Randy Orton. He had his thing with Seth. Those were good. The whole thing with him and Dolph Ziggler was actually pretty decent. Like he had some pretty decent feuds around that time. Like I remember this shit. Like he actually really had some good stuff going on at that time. You know what I mean? So he definitely helped carry him and Roman. Their first interaction at SummerSlam was great. So I think Drew definitely need more just due. I don't think he gets his fair share. I think everybody kind of just shits on Drew and not shit on him. I won't say that, but it's just he's just not where you know Drew should be. I don't think Drew is where Drew should be. You know what I mean? But back to Roman and Cody and The Rock. They could do a triple double. That would be a bad. That would actually. I don't know how I feel about the triple double. I mean, triple threat. I said triple double. Um, I don't know how I feel about the triple threat match between Rock, Roman, and Cody. I don't like it. I think it's kind of shits on Cody and The Rock. I'd rather have one storyline go ahead and do what it's supposed to do, and then we go from there. I thought having The Rock as like some type of this like some like a referee, like a special referee, special guest referee with The Rock would have been cool. I think that kind of would have been also that would have been great. Like I would have loved that. That would have made so much sense. I would have rather done that, man. I would have rather done that. And they could have used that. How much story you could use. Even though, like, yeah, I guess you could rise to The Rock, but at the same time, The Rock is not that good of a wrestler. Let's be honest. He's not that good of a wrestler. There's not going to be high spots. There's going to be punch, 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 slam here, Samoan drop there. Uranagi, rock bottom, 1-2, kick out. Back up, Superman punch, spear, 1-2, kick out. People's elbow, boom, kick out, spear, 1-2-3, or Obviously, interference, small spike to the Rock. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Roman wins. WrestleMania over. Matt sucked. Matt sucked. We all know this match is going to suck, but I understand the electrified. It's like The Rock and Hogan. I understand the energy, the crowd. Once in a lifetime type situations, and this would be one of those situations. And I understand, and I'm not mad that they're going to do it. But a triple threat, no, let's not do that. Let's either do Rock and Roman or Cody and Roman. Either or, just do one. I'm cool with either or. What do you do with Solo? Oh wait, no, let's not talk about WrestleMania right now. Let's not talk about. I'll save WrestleMania for another day. But let's go ahead and talk about the Royal Rumble. So you got a few people right now that could potentially win the Royal Rumble match. Who could win the Royal Rumble match right now is sorry, I had to see that real quick. I think CM Punk. I think CM Punk should win the Royal Rumble. I think he should obviously main event night 1 of WrestleMania. I think those, but I think Cody Rhodes has a good case too. Obviously, now if I think CM Punk should win, even if Seth is not the champion, and if he doesn't get to WrestleMania, I still think CM Punk should win a Royal Rumble. The reason why I think CM Punk. Reason why I think Punk should win the Rumble is because just came back. Well, I don't need to explain why he needs a Royal Rumble. We all know why. Get to Seth. Him and Seth feud. If not, I actually like him and Drew. Him and Drew feuding. I would rather have, or if you could pull off Cody and Punk, that could be. Hey, hey, Cody Punk. Okay. If Seth can't, do not, and I mean do not, put the title on Damian Priest and have Damian Priest win at go to WrestleMania. Damian Priest should not have the title at WrestleMania. That's all I'm gonna say. Damian Priest should absolutely that will be detriment. Do not give Damian Priest the title if Seth goes down. Now, okay, you can give him the title, but he should not be holding that title until WrestleMania. If he's going to get the title, it's only for a month, maybe right before WrestleMania. He should not hold the title longer than WrestleMania. He shouldn't even be holding the title anywhere near WrestleMania. He should lose the title at like Elimination Chamber. Boom, bad plow. Get Drew in there somehow. If Seth is down, give Drew the title or Cody Rhodes the title, which I think Cody Rhodes should just go after Roman. That's just me. That because obviously Roman has the real title. So, who else has a good chance of winning the Royal Rumble? Those are the only 3 guys I got, or only 2 guys I got is Cody and CM Punk. And those are the only 2 realistic choices. Everybody else is not a realistic choice. Everybody else is just a feeling choice. We all know who's going to. This is what I mean. Like everything is a little too predictable going up until WrestleMania. And it's like, what? Obviously, it's the journey. Please, just give us good stuff in between. That's what we really care about. It's the stuff in between. Make it good. Make it hot. Make it hot. Because right now, with you obviously not dropping the title to anybody else, because Seth, I see he's the only real one. Well, no, actually, it's 2, possibly 3 people that could possibly lose their titles. Judgment Day, see. I don't. There's not enough things going on with Judgment Day other than the R-Truth stuff, which is great. I love the R-Truth stuff, but as far as those tag titles, I don't know who they're going to drop them to, and I don't know who when they're going to drop them. They could drop them anytime, but they're not doing anything as far as, whoa, Judgment Day's about to break up. Oh, like they do it here and there, but it's not nothing concrete as like Judgment Day's about to break up. They use, but then probably not going to break up until like around WrestleMania too. So we're going to see some factions break up at WrestleMania as well. Definitely Judgment Day. They're going to lose them at WrestleMania. I don't think they should lose them at WrestleMania. Like, it's so many title changes going on at WrestleMania. Like, it doesn't need to be this many title changes at WrestleMania. Like, I don't think Rhea's going to lose her title at WrestleMania. But no, I absolutely believe they're going to lose the tag titles, and that's what's going to have Rhea just leave them. And then that's what's going to break them up. And then that's probably going to be the catalyst to have this guy go ahead and cash in his money in the bank. You know, Rhea's disappointed. He feels like he needs to do something. He still is Macho Man, Damian Priest. So he's going to cash in. They lose, cash in. Obviously, I know that's going to happen. He loses titles. They're going to go cash in. Next is title that could be changed, because I think the Finn and Damian Priest could change titles before WrestleMania, but I don't think it's going to happen. Only reason why, because they don't have any real tag teams that looks good. DIY is not about to beat them right now. Not at the moment. I don't know if they're going to maybe plan something for it. But these tag teams need to come up right now. There's a lot of tag teams that just look weak. They're not getting enough shine. They're not getting moved, other than Diamond Mine, which I like Diamond Mine a lot, but kind of got pushed a little too hard, too early. Kind of should have showed them off a little more. They didn't even do more tag matches on Raw as far as showcases some of these good tag teams together. You know what I mean? I think it's okay, but sometimes they put on too long. Some of these matches would be too long. And you got to showcase some of the right guys. Like DIY and Diamond Mine should have had a match. It was showed off both guys. Both teams with the guy showed off. And obviously, there are two talented teams that could really bring some more eyes to the tag team division. And I think they you know what I mean, get their Judgment Day fight on. But as far as those tag teams dropping the titles, they're not about to drop the titles. Judgment Day is not about to drop the titles. But you know who I think will drop the title before WrestleMania? Gunther, for sure. Gunther will. Who he's gonna? I think. I don't want to say Bronson Reed, but I kind of feel like Bronson Reed's gonna get that title. I think he's gonna get the IC title. Or no, actually, my bad. Sorry, excuse me. Jey Uso. Jey Uso's getting the title. Courtesy of Brock Lesnar, beating up Gunther. I think that's going to be great. Gunther and Brock at WrestleMania, obviously. Let's do that. We need that ASAP. And I know that Brock isn't going to be wrestling for that title. And I know we need to drop, because we want Gunther to be ready for SummerSlam. We need Gunther to be ready for SummerSlam against either Cody or CM Punk or Seth. One of those guys got to face Gunther at SummerSlam. That's where I'm crowning Gunther. I'm crowning Gunther at SummerSlam. We're not about to do these long-ass title runs. Why? For what? Why do we need to do these long-ass title runs? Well, a lot of these titles got put on by Mr. McMahon. Other than the tag titles, because the tag titles was on who? Tag titles was on Sammy and KO, which obviously some of that was Triple H, but also some of that was Mr. McMahon. We know it was Vince. Vince did some of that stuff with Sammy, obviously him joining the Bloodline and, you know, doing all that stuff with the Bloodline and moving the titles from the Bloodline to KO Sammy. To KO Sammy to the Judgment Day. These were all some of it was a lot of it was Vince. Especially with Gunther, obviously Roman still has his title. These were all Vince's ideas. Not to have it this long, but he put the title on Gunther. He put the title on Roman. He put the titles on obviously the Usos, but the Usos obviously dropped them to Sami and KO, who didn't have the titles very long, which was a good idea. But I thought they should have dropped them to someone other than the Judgment Day. But I guess they were just trying to build the Judgment Day up. So what ifs? But I think Gunther's going to drop his IC title to Jey Uso. When Jey Uso needs to drop his title to, I don't know. He's not about to have a title match with his brother for the IC title. That could be cool. Oh, should I do that? Jimmy's not even on Raw. He's on SmackDown. Jimmy's on SmackDown. Why would he? He can cost him the title. I think that's obviously going to happen. But I don't. First of all, why the fuck did they have Cody in? Why the fuck did they have Cody and Jay win the tag team titles? That was stupid. For no reason. Just so they can do a Roman face to face, and then they bring freaking The Rock back like weeks after that. Like, come on, guys, what are you doing? But at the same time, Gunther and Brock at Mania. Let's drop it to Jay. Then Jay drop it to probably Bronson Reed. That makes sense. I think Bronson Reed's going to get that title by WrestleMania. I think Bronson Reed's going to get the IC title at WrestleMania, or could go to Shinsuke. Shinsuke would be a good one too. Actually, you know what? Shinsuke sounds better because Shinsuke's doing a lot of good stuff right now. And Shinsuke, he should absolutely get a title. So Shinsuke could have the title by WrestleMania. I know none of the women titles are dropping. Like, obviously, Rhea's going to keep going. And then there's just no real... And that's the problem with knowing what's about to happen at WrestleMania. You know what I mean? There's no real threat to any of these titles. No one's going to lose their title. Other than Gunther. He's the only one that's going to lose his title before WrestleMania. And... to who is Jey Uso, but then Jey Uso going to drop it. He's not going to have that title very long either because we want Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. And Jimmy Uso hasn't won nothing at all. Which I think Jimmy should win. It'll give sympathy to Jay. It's way more sympathy to Jay. I think they should do like a trilogy or some shit. We need like more matches. But I think Jimmy should win the first match, and then they keep going for a little while. Keep that feud kind of hot. You know what I mean? Don't just like, oh, we're done feuding. They had their match and they're just done feuding. No, let's not do that. Let's make it better. We can make it great. Let's make that feud great. And yeah, that's basically all I got right now, guys. That's basically everything. The women, Brie is not losing that title. I don't even think she's going to be facing Becky at WrestleMania. But y'all think she's going to drop the title to Becky? I don't have her dropping the title to Becky. I don't know who she's going to drop the title to. But do I think she should drop the title to Becky? No. Do I think Rio should drop? Io. Sorry, why I say Rio? Io. Do I think Io should drop the title to Bailey or Bianca or Charlotte? No. Charlotte's going to come back and probably feud with one of them. You know what I mean? Charlotte's probably not going to be – she's absolutely not going to be back until probably November, December. Excuse me, this year. Excuse me again. But Charlotte is nowhere. She's not going to be at WrestleMania. And then the women tag titles are going to That don't count. Women tag titles don't count. But I think let's get those titles on the Kabuki Warriors right now, please. Can we do that, please? The Kabuki Warriors are great. You know, Oscar, Kyrie Sane. We get those titles on them, you know, and then we got Jade and Bianca at WrestleMania against them. Fire. I love it. But let's get a good story going. We got a good story already with, you know, Bailey being the perpetrator who they're going to kick out of Damage Control, which obviously it's fine. I thought they were going to feud before that, but they want to save everything for WrestleMania. This is a big show of the year, so they're just saving everything for WrestleMania, which is fine. I'm cool with that, but at the same time, give us good journeys in between, man. Some of these journeys suck. They suck and they're repetitive. We need some good stuff in between. It's okay to lose a title. The title will make the man. The man makes the title. So sometimes the title can drop because of circumstances. It's okay. You know, it's okay to have the title switch. That's why it was bouncing around for so long. That's why a lot of people turn on like hold. That's why a lot of guys get turned on. If they're holding the title for like you know what I mean, for a remainder of time, that's why John Cena got turned on. That's why obviously Roman got turned on. Um, they turned on Roman. Well, the reason why they turned on Roman, obviously, because he was getting this big push in between, you know, the Daniel Bryan stuff. So that's the main reason why he got turned on. And then the super push. But there's nothing wrong with the super push. Let me get that clear. It's nothing wrong with the super push. I think he just kind of got pushed at the wrong time because people were cheering him in the Rumble the year before and wanted him to win the title. You know what I mean? The year before, which he was the favorite coming out of the Shield group. He was the favorite. Everybody liked Roman. The Shield, everybody liked Roman. Everybody liked Roman. Until, you know, until that Daniel Bryan situation at the Royal Rumble. That was the time. That was the time. It wasn't necessarily because of the push. Because people already got used to Roman. They already got used to Roman. And they actually liked Roman until he got in the way of Daniel Bryan. And that's why everybody turned on him. But people turn on people who have these long, drawn out title runs. Everybody gets turned on. The Hills. That's why no one liked JBL when he had the whole year reign title run. No one liked. Obviously, he was a heel anyway, so that Hills make better. Hills are better holding the title longer because they're Hills, and it just builds up the anticipation of them getting beat. But the babyface, you want to feel sympathy for your babyfaces. Now, when you're having babyfaces like Seth fucking Rollins holding the goddamn title hostage for, he's held the title since what? What? August, right? August, right? August, September, something like that. So it's already been 5-6 months already with this guy with the title. You know, they're not turning on Rhea because she's fucking Rhea. She's bad. She's got that thing on her. She's got that thing. And they turn on John Cena because John Cena he was fucking Superman and just beating everybody for the title like every single time, and no one could do nothing about it. So in Triple H, his terror reign, everybody just says it's terror reign. Obviously, he's a heel, so they're supposed to hate him, but like at the same time, it was kind of messing up with viewership and stuff like that. And when it comes to Hogan, obviously they were turning on Hogan in the 90s, and you know they always turn on you. The crowd will always turn on you. They'll always show you why. I turned on Seth Rollins when he didn't lose the title at day one because I felt like there needed to be a change in a good way, not in a bad way. WWE didn't see it like that, so they gave me no choice. And I like Seth Rollins. But this is the same thing that happened with Seth when he was a babyface the first time. It's him. I'm sorry, because I just seen Becky lose to Nia Jax. None of us seen that coming. None of us. We all thought Becky was about to beat Nia Jax going into the Rumble, which I loved her Becky. I love Becky. I think Becky's better than what we give her credit for. And I realized this the other day, when she had that promo with Rhea. And for Becky, it's about the story. Telling the story. And I love, I was watching the interview with Becky maybe a year or two ago, and she said she just liked she liked the story the most. How I don't remember exactly who she said she was maybe her one of her idols and what they did and how they did the story. I don't remember who she said, but she said that they were talking about building your character and story, and that's what Becky's about, building her character and the story. That's why she lost to Bianca at WrestleMania. She got her comeuppance by cutting her hair. That was a great story. How she came in. She came in at SummerSlam, stole the title away from Bianca. Came on Swift. The story is very important. Very important. Character building is the most important. The most important. You know what I mean? When Drew lost the title to Randy Orton, well, I don't want to use that. I don't want to use that because he lost the title because Randy was actually really, really good at the time. But they wanted to do the Survivor Series shit, and that's what kind of got Randy. Randy had to lose the title back to Drew, which made sense because there was no real baby faces. First of all, there was no baby faces around for Randy to actually feud with. To be honest, Keith Lee was the only one really, and he was the biggest one. Everybody else was not a babyface. There was no baby faces. Drew was the only babyface because he had so many feuds. He was feuding with Sheamus. He was feuding with Bobby Lashley. He was feuding with Keith Lee a little bit, but it wasn't a real feud. It was more like, oh, like we're both big guys. Like you're kind of in my way. Like with Strowman was around at the time. He was kind of like a tweener, babyface heel type bullshit. And then you had who else? You had AJ and Omos, obviously. So he had a lot of excuse me. He had a lot of heels at the time. A lot of heels. And so that's why one of the reasons why Randy couldn't keep that title at the time, and they wanted to do the Roman versus Drew. They wanted to do Roman versus Drew at the time in 2020. So, but they needed. We need character building, and that's the most important thing. Build your characters up. Give them some adversity, mainly the baby faces, because the baby faces are damn near bulletproof. Stop giving so many clean wins. We don't need, especially some of these bigger guys. Like Bobby got rolled up the other day, and that was pretty stupid. We could have did a count out. Like if you're gonna don't do a roll up. Do a count out. A count out's better. At least they're outside fighting, and it doesn't make you seem like you can't push somebody off your legs. A smaller guy than you at that. But we could have definitely had Seth just drop the title to Drew McIntyre. But that's basically all I got for everything, man. The Royal Rumble is gonna be good. Who do I think the win's gonna win? Women's Royal Rumble. Um, it's either Becky or Bailey. I want Bailey to win, but I think Becky's gonna get it. Those gonna be good. So I really kind of talked about everything really right now. So at the moment, I think I'm going to go ahead and be out. Appreciate y'all for watching. I'll be back. I know you're gonna watch SmackDown tonight. I will be watching SmackDown as well. Follow me on everything. Uh, like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate y'all. I will be doing lives only from now on. No more regular videos. I might, if I want to cut something up, I'll just cut it out of here. Really appreciate y'all. We out.